What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, I want to talk about this Nashville mass shooting that happened yesterday, and boy, it's a doozy, guys. I got a lot to cover, and this one is going to be a loaded show for y'all today. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, guys, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Locals, guys. If you guys want to support and sponsor this podcast show, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. And before we get the show on the road, guys, I do have affiliate links with eBay, Amazon, and Shibari Study. If you guys want to buy products through those, the links are in the description below. And before we get the show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, guys, seriously, please consider sharing this across all of the social media platforms that are out there today. Ooh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm up, I'm diapered up. Yes, I'm diapered up as always. I'm always in a diaper and a t-shirt, and I'm podcasting to y'all as always, okay? Yeah, I'm home for a couple of days because where I work at, I told my boss that someone was bullying me, and as a result, they had to take everybody off work, and companies investigating this because it could be a potential workplace violence or harassment, so they have to look into it. So I'm home for I don't know how long until either they say I can go back to work or something else happens, okay? And then other than that, yesterday, submitted my continuing education requirements to renew my EMT, and yes, I am good till 2025, ladies and gentlemen. I am good till then, so I don't have to worry about doing continuing ed, but I may start doing that now to get a head start and not have to like shit in my diaper over it, okay? So anyway, guys, I want to talk about this mass shooting that happened yesterday in Nashville, Tennessee. I seriously want to talk about this, guys, because what happened yesterday was tragic and horrific. And what happened it is considered a hate crime because you have a trans-identified female going to a Christian school and shooting the place up. That, to me, is another one of the left's mass shootings that they're gonna fucking bury by the end of the week. And I'll say this, guys, y'all can flag it on Tuesday, March 28th at 12:36 p.m. I will say this, by Thursday, the liberal media, the liberal social media, okay, and basically the liberal pundits will bury the story by the end of the week. And then the one thing they're going to do, and right now I'm seeing this, is that they're going to flip the story around and say, oh, you misgendered the TIFF, which is trans-identified female, okay? You misgendered him. Bullfuck shit. You shot up a school, you shot like how many people, okay? You shot at least what? 7 people? Yeah, you don't get to say, oh, you misgendered. Fuck you. I don't give a flying fuck about your pronouns and your gender bullshit. I don't, because you know why? If you commit a crime like this, you don't get to say shit like that. You don't. And I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. Okay? And then one thing you're gonna see, like, out of this mass shooting tragedy in Nashville, is that the left is going to bury the story, okay? Look at all the other mass shooting tragedies, okay? Like Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen, and now Nashville, okay? Look at all of them. The Colorado Springs shooter, identified as non-binary, story got buried by the end of the week. The Denver, Colorado mass shooter, identified as trans, story got buried by the end of the week. The Aberdeen shooter, identified as trans, story got buried by the end of the week. Now the Nashville shooter identifies as a trans, story got buried by the end of the week. You see the pattern here, ladies and gentlemen? You see the pattern here is this. Whenever there's a mass shooting going on, what do you think the left first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna go after saying, oh, it's it's males, it's men. And it's like, oh, it's guns. We need to ban guns. But then when the investigation comes out and the shooter is identified as trans, the media buries the story like no tomorrow. They bury it so deep, so hard, that by the end of the week, you hear nothing out of it. Because you know why? It doesn't fit the left's anti-male, anti-gun narrative. If it doesn't fit any of those two narratives, the liberal media will bury the story like no tomorrow. Mark my words, guys. Mark my words. By Thursday or Friday, you will not hear anything about this story, and the story will go away like no tomorrow. It will, and I won't be surprised that you don't hear anything of it by Friday. By Friday, it'll be like a non-news story. And by the way, guys, that's one hell of a coffee from Black Rifle, man. I love Black Rifle coffee, and if Black Rifle let me promote their coffee on this podcast show, that would be awesome. But back to the story, guys. Back to the story. The fact that most of these mass shootings are done by mentally ill people just goes to show that the left, all they care about is their feelings. Okay? Now, in this case, this shooter, who happens to be a woman who identifies as a man, the left is gonna run cover. Okay, the left is gonna run cover for it. Even USA Today, okay, USA Today accuses Nashville PD of misgendering the trans school shooter. Yeah, the liberal media is more worried about you misgendering people than the crime itself. It is. It's just scary to me. It just boggles my ever loving freaking mind about it. It does. This is the left in a fucking nutshell. That they cater and pander to delusional men who claim to be women and women who claim to be men. It's a no fucking brainer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a no fucking brainer. The left panders to these people and they kiss their ass all the time. Okay? Why do you think you see like Drag Queen Story Hour where they want to indoctrinate and sexualize your kids? Why do you think they want to push for LGBTQ, queer, trans cult bullshit in the school system? Why do you think that? Because the left wants to basically take the kids away from you as parents. They want to indoctrinate your kids into the crap. And basically, they want to destroy the family. Okay? Now, the shooter, we don't know the motive why, like, she wanted to shoot the school, which is, by the way, a Christian school. Now that's considered a federal hate crime right there. Okay? Now that's a real federal hate crime. Now, we don't know what the motive is, but we'll know later down the road when all the investigations completed and they come out with a report and findings. Okay? We'll know by the end. But believe me, man. Believe me. We're going to find out. And it ain't going to be pretty. And I'm telling you this right now, down the road, it ain't going to be pretty for the fucking transgender cult. Okay? It ain't. Because I'm telling you this right now, and I'm going to say this, and then y'all can mark this on Tuesday, March 28 at 12:43 p.m., that the transgender cult have blood on their fucking hands. Okay? They own this massacre. They own this school shooting. They are fully responsible for this. Okay? I am saying this clearly on the podcast show. The transgender cult has blood on their hands and they are responsible for this school shooting. Pretty much. Y'all can take it like it is, and that's on you, and I don't give a shit. But believe me, guys, believe me, man. The school shooting just goes to show, man, that the transgender extremist cult is fully responsible for this. They are the cause and blame for the school shooting that happened yesterday. Okay? Because let me tell you this, the transgender cult hates religion. They hate Christianity. Okay? They hate anyone that doesn't pander or kiss their fucking ass. Pretty much. They do. They hate anyone who doesn't pander to their fetish. That's the thing. And to me, guys, that is why I say this. I believe that if you're transgender, whether male or female, you should not be allowed to own a gun, period. You should have your right to own a gun taken away from you. Because here's my reason. You have a very high suicide rate. You have comorbidity, which means you have comorbid mental health issues along with your transgenderism. So with that alone, and with the history of mass shootings out there, the Colorado Springs, Denver, Colorado, Aberdeen, and now Nashville, that alone should be enough to say at the state and federal level that if you have a mental illness, including transgenderism, you should not be allowed to own a gun, period. And I would support that 100%. I would support a total ban on any transgender person from ever owning a gun. So that way we could prevent another mass shooting like this. Pretty much. And this is why, guys, Nashville is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It is literally going to break the transgender cult, and people are going to have a backlash like no tomorrow. People are. Because believe me, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, I look at it like this. The transgender community has been pushing so hard to push their, like, oh, we just want to be me. It's like, we're here, we're there, and get used to it. Well, let me tell you something. We don't have to fucking get used to it, bitch. We don't have to motherfucking get used to it. Because I'm going to say this right now. If the investigation that is ongoing right now in Nashville, Tennessee, comes down that says that the transgender community is fully responsible for this, all bets are off the table, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this right now. All bets are off the table because after the investigation, I'm gonna make this prediction. You're gonna see states down the line ban anyone that has mental illness, including transgenderism, transsexualism, transvestitism, or AGP, which is autogenophilia. They would be blanketly banned from owning a gun. They would not even be allowed to own an AR-15. They would not. And I would support that because you know why? They have a very high suicide rate. They have comorbid mental health issues. Okay? They, on top of their transgenderism, they have like what? Bipolar, schizophrenia, and and a host of other mental health issues. That alone should be enough to say, nope, we're not letting you own a gun. No, we're not. We're not. After the tragedies like Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen, and now Nashville, fuck you. They should not be allowed to own a gun. And in fact, here's one step further. Ban LGBTQ teachings in public school. If you're going to teach about LGBTQ stuff, take it out of the public school. Take it out into your own community center. Okay? That's simple as that. That is simple as that. But the fact that the shooter and the shooter's mom is a diehard anti-Second Amendment speaks loads of hypocrisy. You know, there's enough hypocrisy in that to fill a fucking truck, and probably enough for another truck as well. Because I am telling you this, man. Reading all the articles, okay? Reading all the articles, all right? Including from the Breitbart, New York Post, Fox News, you know? It's just clear, you know? Especially Fox News. I want to talk about this article, okay? This one from Fox News. Nashville Christian school shooting. Leftists mock prayer as community reels from tragedy. Because the leftists are a bunch of, like, atheist, socialist, communist retards. Because you know why? There's a special place in hell for the left. There's a special place in hell for these people, okay? You got people like Manina Harris on Twitter saying there's a special place in hell for people like Marjorie Taylor Greene who use children being murdered as an opportunity to promote what she thinks is transphobia. This is an example, guys, of the left running cover for the transgender community. Okay? This is an example of the left running cover. Because here's the thing. It's already known the shooter identifies as a transgender man. Basically, a woman who thinks she's a man. Okay? Now, and you got the other one from post-millennial today showing the body cam footage, officers like neutralizing the school shooter. Let me say this, guys. Bravo to the Nashville police officers who took out the shooter. Bravo. Because I tell you this, guys. Bravo. Because they did a hell of a good job. They did a bang-up job. They took out the shooter. And in fact, guys, they did an awesome job, man. And I'm going to say this. That's one less idiot the fucking prison system has to worry about. Okay? That's one less idiot that the Tennessee Department of Corrections has to worry about. And Nashville PD and those officers that took out the transgender shooter, bravo. That should be a lesson to all the police departments around the world. That's how you deal with mass shooting incidents. And especially, let me say this, to the Uvalde Police Department in Texas, in Uvalde, Texas, fucking take serious notes there, bitch. Take some serious notes. Because that's how you deal with mass shootings like that. Okay? That's how you take out a mass shooter. Okay? That's how you take out a transgender person who's mass shooting a school. That's how you take them out. Okay? That's how you wipe them off the fucking planet. Okay? So that's how you deal with it. And I'll say this to the Nashville police officers that did it, that took out that mass shooter. You did an excellent job there. Y'all should get a raise and an automatic promotion in my book. Y'all should. Okay? Y'all should, guys. Because I look at it like this. They did a bang-up job. They took out the mass shooter. And in fact, guys, problem solved. That means the shooter's not committing another crime. You know? And you know what? She's about to meet her maker. And let the punishment be dealt out to her in the worst way. Okay? That's how I look at it. But to me, guys, I'm going to say this. The left's going to run cover for the transgender cult. They're going to go on all their liberal media, liberal social media. You already see it with the dopey Joy Reid running cover, you know, for the transgender cult. They are. You're gonna see them flip the script and saying like, oh, you misgendered the shooter. Oh, you misgendered. Oh, that's good that the shooter did this in a state that didn't want to do this and this and this. You know what? You're gonna see liberalism doing the flipperoo on you. You're gonna see them gaslight you to no end, guys. I'm giving you guys a fair warning, guys. When you look at this, when you look at what's going on like social media, the liberal media, they're gonna try to flip the script. They're gonna try to say, "Oh, it was the AR-15's fault. Oh, it was like the AR-15 with military like the guns." You're gonna see that. And I'm telling you right now, the reason why they're going to try to flip the script is because they're running cover for the transgender cult while trying to push to ban guns and take away your fucking Second Amendment rights. That's what the left is trying to do. That's their game plan for the week. Okay? And if you look at it, that's going to be their game plan. They're going to flip the script they're going to flip the story on you. They're going to blame the AR-15 and the handguns and try to take away your gun rights But at the same time, they're gonna run cover and try to say, "Oh no, you misgendered this person. Oh no, you dead named her." Which dead naming, guys, is knowing their original name, which they will gaslight you on. Trust me, I'll say this, guys. I have been gaslighted so much to no end by the transgender cult. It's not even funny. The transgender cult, in my opinion, guys, is the most violent cult. They are basically the JV to Antifa. They are the junior varsity to Antifa, okay? These people who want to force their way into like women's bathrooms, locker rooms, any space that women hold. Same thing with like trans identified males. They want to force their way. They want males to recognize them as females. To me, guys, that's mental illness in a fucking nutshell. That is mental illness, no matter how you fucking call it, no matter how you fucking slice it. That is, guys. That is. And oh, by the way, just so y'all know, guys, anytime I talk about these stories, and anytime I talk about where I get the news sources from, guys, I will always link them in the description below. So I don't sugarcoat anything, and I always, as I say, bring receipts, and I cite my sources, and I cite the articles that I talk about. Okay? So that's how I am, all right? But for me, guys, I look at it like this. As someone who has a gun permit, a right to carry a gun, I believe this as an individual. If you're a transgender person, a non-binary person, you should not have the right to own a gun. Your right to own a gun should be taken away immediately. The simple fact that you have a mental illness, the simple fact that you have a bunch of other mental illnesses on top of that, and the fact that you have a very high suicide rate should be enough to warrant to say, nope, you should not have the right to own a gun. In fact, you should not have a right to be near children, period. That you should be separated from society until you're either fixed or you're deemed safe enough to be let out into society. That's how I look at it. I would rather take safety and security seriously over somebody's fetish, feelings, or ideology. I would rather err on safety and security. Okay? Because the fact is, now that you have another mass shooting being done by like lunatic trans people, that should warrant that they should not be allowed to own a gun ever again. They should not be allowed, period. That your right to own a gun should be restricted. Okay? That's why I'm all for that. That's why I'm one of those who support that, who agree that, who say, no, you should not be allowed to. You shouldn't. In my opinion, your right to own a gun, And the one thing when Nashville PD did the press conference, why this trans male, okay, or in a proper sense, this trans identified male targeted this Christian school? Because the other school that the Tim targeted basically had better security. They targeted this school because this school didn't have like a strong security. And to me, this is why I believe in putting armed guards, okay? Putting armed security guards at the schools. I would treat schools like banks, okay? You have a security guard at the door, and you have a security guard that patrols the grounds. Simple as that. I would treat that, okay? I would treat schools like banks, okay? Where you have armed guards, and you have guards that patrol the school grounds. And I would allow them to be armed, in my opinion. And if you have a county sheriff or a police department, this would be a good point to hire more police officers. This will be a good point because I'll give you an example. During the school year, you can have schools like police officers detailed to the school during the school year, and when the school's not in session, the officers can be put back on patrol. Same thing with sheriff's department. Okay? Same thing. To me, guys, as bad as this tragedy is, I look at it like this. This is going to be the pushback that's going to push the transgender community back into the closet, back to where they belong, okay? And people are going to and I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this. This is where peak trans is about to explode to the 10th degree. People are going to get peak trans in a fucking hurry. And people are going to sit there and go, I don't want to be associated with this group. Look at the violence that they caused. No, thank you. You know, you're going to see liberals like take a hard stance. You're going to see them like sit back and try to think, is this worth it? Or is this something they really want to support? To me, as a libertarian and independent, I say this: you do you, but if you cross the line of violence, you don't get protection whatsoever. Your protection gets thrown out the window. If you do violence to advance your ideology, my opinion on you is this: you belong in prison. You don't get to come out. Period. End of story. Okay? Now I support your right to have an ideology, but that's you. But if you use violence to push your ideology, you belong in prison. And you become the CEO's bitch. Okay? Plain and simple. Now, to me, guys, the way I look at this is that because you look at the transgender cult, most of them are in bed with Antifa. To me, I believe they should be banned from owning a gun. Period. Full stop. You're never going to get me to change that. Because I look at it like this. They should not be allowed to own a gun. They should not be allowed to possess a weapon. Okay? Because just look at what happened in Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen, and now Nashville. That alone should warrant states and the feds to say, nope, if you're transgender, you are not allowed to own a gun. You have a mental illness, you have a high suicide rate, and you have comorbidity mental health issues. Nope. No gun ownership for you. That's what I believe, and that's what I stand. Because I believe like this: you should not be allowed to own a gun if you have those issues. You shouldn't. Look at what happened in Colorado Springs. Look at what happened in Denver. Look at what happened in Aberdeen. Look at what happened now in Nashville. No way you're gonna get me to say, yeah, we're fine. No way. And here's the funny part. You have this Newtown Action Group who is now calling for like banning the AR-15, but then here's the funny part. They're running away from the fact that the person is transgender. The person caused the shoot. The transgender killer caused the shooting. Because you know why? They don't want to. Because see, in the liberals' eyes, they don't want to be called a bigot or transphobe because they want to be all for everything. But they don't want to admit that their own is causing all this. Yeah, they don't. Just look at it like this, guys. Look at every mass shooting in this country. Okay? Look at what happened at every mass shooting in this country. All right? Every time in the United States of America we have a mass shooting, the left's go-to mantra is, oh, it must be a white, let's use the leftist terms, white cisgender male using a military-style AR-15. That is the left's go-to mantra and go-to narrative, okay? Because they want to ban everyone like me from owning a gun and protecting ourselves. Now, as the investigation is coming out and we're finding out, oh, the shooter's transgender or non-binary, the left drops the story like a fucking hot potato, and then they run away from it going, no, not for me, no, not for me. The reason why, guys, is because it doesn't fit the left and the Democrats' narrative of anti-gun and taking away your Second Amendment rights. Why do you think the Pino, the president in name only, who came on saying that, oh, we should do more, and he's been saying, oh, Congress should pass my anti-gun bill, like strip away everyone's rights to own a gun. But one thing the Pino didn't mention was that the shooter is a transgender male who's actually a woman who identifies as a man. Because you know why? He doesn't want to upset the transgender cult that put him in the White House. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. The left is trying to cover the story up. Because I'm telling you right now, they're going to bury this story and they're going to flip the script and say, oh no, it was the AR-15's fault. Oh no, it was this and this. They're gonna try to come up with every fucking legitimate excuse known to man. They are. They're gonna come up with so many excuses that it's not even fucking funny. It isn't. And you're gonna see that all this week. I'm gonna give you a heads up, guys. I'm gonna give you a heads up. You're going to see them flip the script on you. You're going to see them try to bury the story, okay? You're going to see them at least gaslight you for what they perceive as misgendering. And by the way, I've been gaslighted so much that I can see it from a fucking mile away, guys. I can. And then at the same time, you're going to see the left blame the police for like shooting their shooter. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, you're going to see that all through the week. And it's not going to be surprising. And it's not going to be shocking. But I'm telling you this right now, guys. It is going to happen. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It is going to happen. It is. And as bad as this tragedy is, I don't think we should bury the story. I know the left and the liberal media and the liberal social media will bury the story because it doesn't fit their narrative. But I do know this, guys. We shouldn't bury the story. We should make them own it. In my opinion, I'm gonna say this in how lawyers say about like every self-defense shooting incident. You own the bullet. Basically, it's like this: to the transgender cult, you own this mass shooting. You own it. You own it. The transgender community right now has become very extremist, very violent. Okay? You own this. This is blood on your hands. I say this. This is their doing. This is they're fully held responsible for this. And to me, after the dust settles, they should be stripped of owning a gun, including an AR-15. They should. Because after what happened in Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen, and now Nashville, you think in my right mind that I'm okay with you owning an AR-15 or pistol? You're smoking crack, homeboy. You're smoking crack. Yeah, you're smoking crack. I would never let you, you know? But to me, guys, they should not be allowed. They should. They should. And the funny thing is, you have the left mocking this Christian school. You have the left. The left is some of the most insane, hideous people on the fucking planet. You know? They have the gall, the gaslight the victim, but then play victim and when people are pointing back at them. Mm-hmm. But to me, that's the hallmarks of the left. That's the hallmarks of what's going on with the left. Because I go like this. The left plays ass kissing to the transgender cult. And the left enabled the transgender cult to get to where it is and cause this much violence. Okay? To me, guys, I would treat the transgender cult like a terrorist organization. I would treat them like domestic terrorists. And if we had any sane federal law enforcement, we would put them on a watch list and watch them like a fucking hawk. We would. If we had any sane law enforcement out there, we would put the transgender cult on a federal watch list. Because I'm telling you, man, this shit's going to happen. This shit's going to happen again. And I'm telling you, man, states and feds need to keep an eye on the transgender cult. Because I'm telling you now, man, these people are like the most violent individuals. And full disclosure here, guys, I am an intersex DSD person. I have seen violence from the transgender cult perpetuated towards me. I've even had one transgender cult member try to get me kicked out of college. Okay, I have seen that. I've seen one transgender cult member threatened to have the cops show up at my house. And I even had a transgender cult member in the UK try to have me arrested, but the UK idiot found out that I'm an American and was like, oops, you can't do nothing. Yeah. And at the same time, I had one like wannabe intersex person who's nothing more than a socialist communist, and he basically like doxed, threatened, intimidated me because I outed him. And this is what the hallmark of the transgender cult is, guys. It's the hallmark of the left. Okay? So this is why, guys, you're going to see this, you know? We're going to see this. And there's no sugarcoating this. There's no sugarcoating this. To me, guys, I look at it like this. As bad as this mass shooting is, the left shouldn't politicize this. The left should own up to this and say, yeah, we have a problem here. We have an extremist problem. We have very violent extremist individuals in our community that need to be taken out. The left needs to admit that, but the left will not admit it. I'll say this: the left will not admit it, no matter how hard they fucking try. They will not admit it. They will deny, hide, deflect, gaslight you to no fucking end. Makes me wonder when are they gonna run out of gas? That's all I want to know. But to me, guys, as bad as this mass shooting is, guys, as bad as this tragedy is, I look at it like this. This is a hate crime in itself. Okay? This is a hate crime. And after all the investigation is done, I'm betting you this: the people who helped this trans-identified male commit this horrific mass shooting will probably face prosecution and will probably wind up in a courtroom. And they're probably going to wind up being arrested. Look at what happened in Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen. Look at what happened to those mass shootings. After the fallout from all that was that the people who enabled the mass shooter to commit this crime got charged. They got criminally charged. I bet the left loves that. Mm-hmm. Bet the left loves that. Finds out that, the mom of the mass shooter probably brought the guns, not knowing what this trans-identified male was going to do, or in feminist speak, the TIM or the TIF, which the TIF is trans-identified female and TIM is trans-identified male. Telling you guys, and the left's probably not prepared for this, is that there are probably going to be some investigations on who caused this. It's like CSI. If you ever watch an episode of CSI or Criminal Minds, they're probably going to go after the people who were directly responsible for this mass shooting and who allowed this mass shooting to take place. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, it's bound to happen. It is. It's bound to happen, and I'm telling you this as an intersex person. I see this coming down the pipe. I see this coming down, and there's no way around it, guys. There's none. But believe me, guys, as bad as this mass shooting is, the left's going to blame the AR-15. That's a known fact. Watch the liberal media flip the story and say, oh, no, it's the evil AR-15's fault. Oh, we have to ban the AR-15. We have to take away the AR-15's right. Yeah, watch them flip the script, guys. Watch them, because they are going to flip the story. They literally are, guys. They literally are. And I tell you this, man, it's going to happen, guys. It is going to happen. And if you don't believe me, watch what they do to the story. Okay? Watch what they do. And I tell you this, man, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. Okay? I know it's been a couple of days. I have been busy. One thing before we go, guys. One thing before we go. I have been busy for a while doing Shibari. I know I post a lot of rope pictures on my Instagram and Vero account. I hadn't been doing those because I've been so busy with researching my EMT, and at the same time, guys, I've been volunteering at a local ambulance group, so I've been busy with that too as well. So, and then at the same time, guys, I picked up doing boudoir modeling, and now pretty soon I'll be doing like shibari modeling and nude modeling. So that's gonna come into play every now and then. So if y'all want to see stuff like that, I will post my boudoir and nude modeling pics on my Patreon site. So if you want to see it, you'll have to pay me to see it. Okay, and then now I'm in the midst of job change, which I hope by the end of the year I have a new job that pays more, that will allow me to do things more. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping down the line, and that's what I'm hoping to get out of all that. Okay, so anyway, guys, it's almost lunchtime for me. I want to go eat, and I want to go do a diaper check just to make sure I didn't leak or poop like always, so I got to do that. And I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I'll see y'all soon. Stay safe, stay sane out there, and bye for now, guys. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.